Hello everybody and welcome back to Hobby Talk on the Dice Check channel. I am your host, Magikarp Usefly, and today we have Demeki.
Hey, y'all. What?
And we got John P as well.
Hey everybody, what's happening?
God damn it.
What, you want me to say like fuck or something?
No, I just want you to be like, oh hey, glad to be here.
Oh yeah,
I'm always glad to be here.
Hey, what's up everybody? I'm glad to be here. On Hobby Talk.
Hobby Talk. Talking hobby.
Woo! If you guys like this type of content, make sure that you guys support us over on Patreon, patreon.com/DiceCheckYT. But on Hobby Talk, this is where we talk about anything that is related to the hobby of either miniatures. Doesn't have to be Warhammer 40K. It can be literally anything on the hobby of just like tabletop stuff in general.
Plastic crack.
Plastic crack.
Or cardboard crack.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
that's true.
Toby is cardboard, I believe.
Is resin technically plastic? Resin crack?
Is it?
Sure. Glue crack, whatever.
We do crack.
Yeah.
A lot.
Dude, when was the last time that we played Magic?
It's
A month?
been like a month?
It's been at least a month.
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
minute. It's been a
Yeah,
minute.
but, well, the cards aren't here because I got baited into thinking we were gonna open the packs. But then instead there was a surprise party waiting for me.
Yeah, for your birthday?
For my birthday, yeah. I was happy, but at the same time I was like, ah, fuck! I thought we were opening packs.
Yeah, you're super excited. to
Yeah.
open up the boosters. Dude, don't do it. Because the first time you crack one, it's game over.
It's crack.
Dude,
Yeah, dude.
every time I go to Addies and I'm like, oh, I could buy a pack. They're just here at their cash register. I could totally just buy one right now and open it myself. I don't have to wait for Dice Check or anything.
Would you even know what it is? Like if you opened it, would you know like what's good and what's not?
No, I would, no, I wouldn't. I would just go on TCG Player and see what's actually
I was
worth
going to say
anything.
either
Yeah.
that or he'd be like, hey, Demeki, is that one good?
Yeah.
Is this one good?
Yeah.
Is this worth it? And then Demeki would be like, no, it's bad. It's like, oh yeah, I really want it. Oh, you should give that one to me.
Yeah.
Dude, you should just throw that whole pack
Yeah.
away. Wait for him to walk away.
Yeah.
Grab it back.
This one's just a land. And it's like a dual land or something.
Yeah. That's Magic though.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
Magic.
We haven't played it in a while, but what we have been playing a lot of over the course of like an entire year now is Warhammer. We've been playing since like the end of 8th edition. We started the journey together, so wanted to talk about like how we felt about like the game, like get everything off your shoulders on how you feel about the game, what you think about it, even about stuff that you think about GW. It's open season right now in this episode.
Open season.
Of what you guys want to talk about. Who wants to go first?
Choppy's like nose goes.
I nose goes, dude.
All
I
right.
nose goes, dude.
Man, where to start? I mean, it's been a crazy ride, right? Like, we've been through a lot. Yeah. We introduced some new people. We introduced some new armies. Like, we got our other friends addicted to the game. It's been nuts. I mean, I feel like everything that we've done so far, everybody's gotten a lot better at the game. We've also been through the trials and tribulations of GW and their piss poor planning.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind throughout the year. Because I've probably had the most amount of armies get their new codex, right?
Yeah.
Every single
this
time.
motherfucker's got like 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like every time something came out, I'm like going through the codex. I'm like, man, I could really use this right now. Let me go buy one of these. Can't buy it. Can't buy it. So as I've gone through the journey and tried to buy stuff either from our local game store or an actual GW store that we have here, I've found that GW operates on very archaic systems. And as a person that thrives in the IT world, that being my job, it makes me cringe every time I go into the store and I see their computer. Because it literally is one of the oldest POS machines I've ever seen. And it operates on a operating system that's no longer supported by the company that made it. So that's a little bit of a yikes.
Yeah. Just go to a swap meet, bro.
Exactly. And it's like, running on an archaic system too means you don't get security updates. I don't want to talk further about this because this could expose people, but
I mean, it sucks because, like, I mean, if I go to BestBuy.com right now, right, and I'm looking for something in particular, I can see if it's in stock at that store.
Oh yeah,
which is phenomenal.
Yeah. Best Buy, Target, Walmart. They don't have that.
I don't have to call anyone. I don't have to like even guess to see if they're open. Right. Yeah, that's another problem. It's just that like. They have certain caps to where like you have to do so many sales in order for them to justify hiring another person, which I get. That's a business world thing.
Yeah,
I get that. But at the same time, like if you only have one employee, that's like single point of failure, like right. Yep. So now like if that person gets sick or there's a family emergency, now the store's shut down for like God knows how long. Like
yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that we're gonna go balls deep already into like fucking GW. I thought we were gonna like coast a little bit and then go into GW, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. That's awful, especially nowadays, because like even now, we went to the store a few weeks ago and like we went in, he had a full house. There's like 6-7 guys in there playing Warhammer, and then not only that, he has to watch those guys, make sure they don't break or steal anything. He also has to help people with. Product choices, purchasing things, there's a lot of small things that could be taken from that store. All the paint buckets are little things like these. Brushes
easily go in your pocket.
Brushes are little things like these that you can just slip in your pocket. So that is not an easy job.
Yeah.
A one-man store manager.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It really does.
I mean, I like that. I love that store. I love going there. The guy's super nice. He's been always super helpful, especially like when Necron Space Marines came out. I had a huge ass order that I placed while I was in Korea, expecting it to be at my house by the time I got back from Korea on business. Didn't ever ship. Come to find out, I had to go talk to him because of COVID and stuff. Like, what's up with my order? Like, why hasn't this stuff shipped? It's almost a month later. Because I never received an email or anything from GW. And the reason was chaplain on bike. They didn't have one, so they held my entire order.
Until you got it?
Yeah.
Oh, they couldn't just send in different...
So what I ended up doing was I talked to him, asked him to cancel my order through his chain of command.
Yeah.
They canceled the order, and then I just bought everything that he had minus the chaplain on bike.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Get fucked, dude.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
I will say, canceling orders through GW actually isn't that hard. You just need to call them, and they're very easy to get through.
Yeah. Well, normally when you can call them. Because back then you couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
So when you called them back then, because this is October 2020. Yeah, 2020. Back then when you would call, you would get an answering machine that says to email them. So then you would email them and you wouldn't even get a response for like 72 hours.
Ugh.
Interesting.
Or 3 business days.
Yeah. Anyways. There's a bunch of stuff that GW does where it's like kind of like they're boomer, right?
Yeah.
It's just a very boomer company.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because like the game's great.
Exactly.
I love the game.
Hobby's great. Game's great.
Hobby's great. Yeah. Like when we first started, looking back at it, every single one of us, including Bricky, all started with like probably the worst armies in the game at the time, except for this fucker that bought Tau, and it was like triple Riptide Tau was like the strongest thing in the game right at the moment. Right?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. But besides that, like we all started with like really, really shit armies, and then we went over into 9th edition.
Yeah.
And now 9th edition, like everybody's pretty much on the same playing field except for Tau. So
it's either really good or really bad.
Yeah. So
there's no like in between. Well, I guess there kind of is, because like there is a successful Tau list, but it won't take you there. It'll get you close,
but it won't get you to the.
It won't get you to the peak though.
Yeah, you'll see the peak, but it might be hard for you to get to the top. What did you think about the hobby when you first started into now?
Yeah, I remember I definitely was scared of painting.
I feel that.
Yeah, I'm kind of impatient. I'd rather. I do like it when things look cool, but I just wanted to get stuff on the tabletop just so I could play, because I really wanted to play.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily we're all friends. Like we don't really care if stuff is painted all the way, but I know if I were, especially since we're gonna be on video.
Yeah.
And I know some people on the internet could be pretty mean.
Some.
A lot of people on the internet could be pretty mean. I knew like my my models were gonna be like, you know, scrutinized probably by a lot of people.
And we started with like infinite black.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like looking at the infinite blacks, you're just like, you see every brush stroke and you're just like,
oh God, is it really look like that? Come on, man, 5 feet rule.
back up the camera a little bit. Now it looks good.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I mean, definitely painting was the scariest thing. But I mean, it's just something you just got to do. You just got to do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like when you have like that big stack of dishes in your sink. You just got to do it.
Yeah, it's like dish Jenga.
Yeah.
Right. You just keep piling it up until somebody gets to it and it all falls over. And you're like, no more plates.
Yeah, like the only way to get better at painting is just doing it. Just doing it, learning it. You can only learn so much on YouTube. You just gotta do it.
Yeah.
Get the right tools, obviously. Yeah.
What do you think of painting now? Like that was you thinking about painting before, but what do you think about it now?
Now, I mean, it still stresses me out a lot because I have a higher standard of what I want to do. But I mean, but still, I'm not too scared of doing it. Like I'm okay with just getting my stuff to battle ready as long as I feel like I can, you know, go back afterwards, and then, you know, making those like highlights, touch-ups and stuff. But yeah, I feel confident getting stuff done to paint nowadays, especially now that we got airbrushes. We all got airbrushes.
Yeah. We all got the PS289.
PS289. I think that was the next level of me being scared because I know the airbrush here. We kind of messed up.
Oh, you kind of?
We absolutely destroyed it. Demeki spent like 3 days trying to clean it, fix it, and he gave up on it. Once again, it's just like doing your dishes. You just gotta clean your airbrush. Just gotta do it and just knock it out.
I remember I looked inside the pots of them, and I was just like, what the fuck did y'all do? Like, I was just like, there's just dried paint in there, and I'm just like, man, they didn't clean them.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is that a lot of like airbrush paint says like, it's an airbrush paint. You just put it in.
Yeah.
That's not true at all.
Yeah,
it's all a fucking lie.
It's not communicated very well that you need to put the airbrush in, the paint in, and then you need additional thinner.
There's only one company that I understand of right now, and their product is just now coming out to where it is straight up good to go inside the pot of an airbrush.
That's Army Painter, right?
Yep. That's their new line.
Yeah.
And I trust it because Wyatt and Kenny both said it. And they airbrush nonstop.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But like everything else, Vallejos, you still need some type of flow improver. GW, if you try to change their normal paint into an airbrush, you can do it. It's just it dries super fucking fast, so you got to be extra careful with it. You got to make sure that you use it as fast as possible. And then their air is the same way. Like their air is really good, but you still need flow improver, and it still dries super fucking quick. And then it's in pots. That's the one thing I never understood about their line of air. Is the fact that they put the air in a pot and not in a drip.
How are you supposed to put it in the thing? You have to get a beater brush and drag it in there.
Or either that or you have to transfer it. And then if you transfer it, you're still losing paint.
Exactly.
Right? Unless you put the thinner inside the paint and then shake it up and just keep doing that over and over again. But that's a lot of work.
What would be cool is if the pot, if they had their own airbrush and you like connected the pot to the airbrush, that would be
next
cool.
level.
That'd be pretty cool. Like a glue gun.
But they ain't gonna.
They ain't gonna. And then if they did, the airbrush would cost like $500.
Get the GW special airbrush with the GW special bullets.
And then it just it's just like fucking Sparmax, like the plastic Sparmax shit that you see.
Oh,
that's what it would be like.
That was that first airbrush I had. That shit sucked too.
Yeah. It's just like stuff like that. What do you think about painting as of right now? And then I can talk about it later.
I mean, I love it. I mean, it's nice for me to come home, especially after I've had a rough day at work, and then sit down and start painting some stuff. Like normally, I turn on Twitch or something or an audiobook, and I just like listen to that in the background as I'm just going.
Yeah.
It's just super satisfying when you're done. Right?
Yeah.
Like I know everybody feels that way, that's the when
I feel worse.
You do? Like, oh fuck!
I spent 6 hours on this and it was like this.
Why can't you be better?
But I mean, like I love it. I mean, it's a good way to relieve some stress besides exercising. And let's be honest, I'm not doing that anytime soon. So like, yeah, I'm gonna paint.
Yeah. I feel it. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
When we first started, I was in the same boat as John P. Where I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like painting, because like the only art stuff that I did when I was younger was fucking
Macaroni.
Yeah.
Making videos.
Making videos. And I did like art classes in high school.
Yeah.
And that was like literally it. You know, when I was younger, I did a lot of doodles and shit like that. But it was like, you know, those really cringy doodles that you would see when you type in Super Saiyan child drawing. It's like shit like that. Like they have,
everybody
like,
was doing that
stumpy
back then,
arms
dude.
and like, you know what I mean? Like shit like that. That's the only thing I knew.
Yep.
Let me
About
whip
art.
out this
Me
picture
too.
of Super Saiyan 3 Goku and
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to draw it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teen Gohan. Let's go.
So like stuff like that. That's the only thing that I knew about, like any type of art like coming out of my fucking hands, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then got into painting. First time I started painting, I was like, I'm gonna take it slow, try to figure out, you know, I don't want to go balls deep into it because I'm too afraid. And then after that, you know, started getting a little bit easier, a little bit more fun. And then now it's like one of my favorite parts about the entire hobby is just painting.
Yeah.
I've grown to hate building models now.
See?
At first, I like to build
Yeah.
models. Now I hate it.
I fucking hate building models. I
Yeah.
can't stand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely much rather paint than build models.
Yeah.
But I will say building models is a lot easier to multitask than painting is.
Oh, yeah.
And, like if you have a show in the background you actually want to pay attention to.
Yeah, you can build. You can build and paint at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can build and watch at the same time. Painting and watching is a little harder.
Oh, yeah,
Because
yeah,
you're gonna be like, oh, what was that? Oh shit, I need to rewind.
Oh fuck! I've messed up
I
my
missed
trip.
it again. No.
That's what my Sundays have turned into build days, and Mondays turned into paint days.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
I just can't stand building anymore, man. Like after building like so many fucking termagants and
yeah.
all the chaff,
All the
and all
small
the
stuff.
small
Oh my
shit,
god, I have so much guitar.
dude. And then you see something with like double-handed weapons, and then you see
Oh,
something
no.
where the weapons aren't all there, and then you have to start
Yeah.
kit bashing,
Yeah.
and then you have to like cut off mold lines, dude. At this point, like when it comes to a mold line, I'm just like, man, fuck it, I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Like just I'll paint over it. If people care about the mold line, I'm sorry, dude. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna trim it.
It's the same thing with like drilling holes in barrels and guns.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man. It's a plastic toy.
I ain't got
Yeah.
time for that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just annoying when it comes to building nowadays, and
Yeah.
that was like the thing that I thought I was gonna like the most was
Yeah,
building.
because it's because of like Legos and shit, right?
Yeah, like Legos and
Yeah.
stuff. I did a little bit of Gunpla when I was younger, and like that was fun. I also built like little like race car machine things from like Japan.
Oh
the
yeah,
battery
like
in,
yeah.
the Tamiya
RCs
thingies.
and stuff.
Yeah. Did those. I did like a little bit of some like modeling with like
Jaime Klum.
no with
Oh no, it's Heidi
Esquire.
Klum, right?
Heidi
Esquire.
Klum?
I did some
Yeah.
modeling with Esquire.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Cute.
yeah,
Yeah,
Esquire. Was it underwear?
Yeah.
Hands.
Hands.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
No, but I did some modeling with like model cars, model planes, and shit like that. But when it came to painting, I had no idea what was going on, and so building was like always fun. But then after nowadays, I'm just like, dude, painting, I could paint so much,
Yeah.
and I'd be fine. Building, if you came up to me and said, I want you to build 100 fucking termagants, I'd be like, no, thank you. But if somebody said, I want you to paint 100 termagants, I'd be like, oh yeah, sure,
Yeah, easy.
easy,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Airbrush go.
Yeah, everybody's go.
Yeah, even nowadays, like if I have the chance to buy models secondhand from like eBay or Drillter or something, I would rather do that than buy new on sprue.
Yeah, because then you can just strip it.
Yeah, you just strip it and then just paint it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
damn
Us-
girl,
us
are
got
you
it, too.
fucking damn girl? Are you a secondhand model? Because I want to strip you down,
Paint you.
paint you like a French woman. All right, so how about playing the game nowadays? Like, what do you think about it compared to when we started to what it is now?
I definitely feel a lot more comfortable playing nowadays. There's so much more complexities to the game than I had ever imagined. I knew it was a complex game, obviously, because like how are people gonna play a game that isn't complex for 20-ish years?
Yeah.
The thing I like the most about a game like this is that the mechanics itself, very easy. You just gotta roll some dice, bring some models.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it's
like,
really not that complicated.
Yeah.
That's what people say.
It's
Yeah.
not complicated games, but there's a lot of intricacies to it. It's very hard to play a game that's very high skill cap mechanics. Something like a shooter,
Yeah,
FPS,
like
FPS.
Valorant, right?
Yeah. Yeah, getting into the game is pretty hard because you actually need to learn all the things and stuff, and like sometimes it's hard to piece everything together. And then you have to learn the strategy. But this one, you just, it's simple, but it can be complex.
Yeah. Like the actual base version of the game isn't that hard.
Yeah.
It's like the floor is like medium maybe at most.
Yeah.
And then the ceiling is like super high, right? Whereas stuff like Valorant or any other video games,
yeah, like a MOBA.
Yeah, the entry level is pretty small, right? The floor is pretty fucking low, and then after that, the ceiling is probably just as high.
Yeah.
The median is a lot higher than the floor.
Yeah. And like the floor, that's like, and when I say the floor for like a video game, it's like literally turning it on and then playing it.
Yeah.
Like, right? That's the
Like,
floor.
turn it on,
And being able to
grab
move.
the controller
Yeah.
or the mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, and that's the floor of it, right?
Yeah.
But then when it comes to like 40K, the floor is more like medium level because you have to build. You don't have to necessarily paint if it's like your first game or whatever.
Yeah.
But like knowing the rules is like the medium floor of it, right?
I mean, because all the little intricacies where it starts to hit that upper level comes from all the codexes and
like
what
learning
each army does.
Yeah, knowing what threat ranges are of different armies and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, if you're just playing a narrative, like who gives a shit?
Yeah,
It's fine.
You just want to show up and roll some dice, and you show up and roll some dice.
Yeah. I will say that before I thought that narratives were cool, but I didn't realize how much fun a narrative is.
Yeah.
Until like more recently,
Yeah.
right? Like I used to play narratives before, but I think that the problem was that the narratives that I was playing in wasn't very fun. Like the ideas weren't fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It just really depends on like which mission you're doing with a narrative.
I see. And then like how immersed you are by like the actual narrative going on.
Yeah. What's happening, what
Yeah.
the terrain is looking like, all that stuff. It all comes into play. And if it's just like very lazily like, oh yeah, just fucking
Go here, score points.
go here, score points. You're just gonna take your entire army. You're just gonna toss it up the board, and I kill them, but they respawn. It's like, what's the point? Like, what am I doing here? Like, I'm literally not doing anything except just being an NPC character. Like.
Welcome to Skyrim.
Yeah. Oh yes. Hello, sir. Would you like to purchase more potions? Like, that's not what I want to do. I want to participate and like have fun.
Yeah.
And so it depends on the narrative.
Yeah.
What are you thinking of narratives nowadays?
Definitely depends on what is actually going on in the game. If some narratives just feel like you're playing out of the GT mission book, then it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Because like it's like when you bring a list to a narrative game also, it's not as strong of as a list as you would bring to an actual GT game. And if the narrative revolves around like
scoring points
and stuff, you're just like, oh, what the heck?
It's like, here's the narrative. You have to control the map. One's an attacker, one's a defender. You have 5 objectives on the map.
Yeah.
If you control it during your command phase, you get 5 points. It's like, this is just a GT.
Yeah,
Like, that's all
exactly.
it
Just
is.
without secondaries,
Yeah,
it's
without
GT.
secondaries, it's just a GT. What's the point?
Yeah, it's like it's just like a first-person shooter, right? You got all these different game modes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, deathmatch is the most common. So deathmatch is essentially the normal way to play, right?
Yep.
And then narrative would be like King of the Hill or was it Capture the Flag?
Yeah.
Or Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah.
Like some type
Search
of,
and destroy.
Yeah.
That game's immersive.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm back in Afghanistan.
That's so funny.
It's gonna start triggering shit. Bro.
He's triggering himself.
You are hoping to get triggered at that point. Yeah. What do you think about narrative games? I know that you haven't played a lot recently, right?
Nah, I haven't played a lot in this. But like, I mean, I've played narrative games, like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
But
and legacy games.
Oh, yeah.
But I haven't even played Dungeons and Dragons since 3.5. So like, that's a long ass time ago.
Yeah, they're on 5e now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
You need to play Dungeons and Dragons on this channel.
We
It'd be a lot of
do.
fun.
We do.
Yeah.
The one thing I dislike about legacy games is that you have to commit and like.
Oh, yeah.
And like it's just hard to get the group together sometimes,
Yeah, I look at legacy games like an RPG.
Yeah.
Right, or a JRPG.
Yeah.
Where like if you don't play a JRPG after like a month, you're never going back.
You're never
Well,
going. Yeah,
yeah.
dude. When I played Fire Emblem like 7 and 8, so if I didn't play like for like a few days, I would go back to the save file. Like, what the hell am I trying to do with this save file?
Right?
You know?
Yeah. You have to start all over basically when it comes to a JRPG.
Exactly.
Or you get to that point where you're like, man, I gotta fight the final boss, but I know I'm not high enough level. Guess what? I'm about to go do for hours.
Yeah,
So
you have to go
I'm gonna
grind levels.
Yeah.
Max materia.
Oh, I gotta go get resources to forge this legendary armor.
Shit.
Yeah, it's gonna take me 7 days.
That's content right there.
The only game that I enjoy farming and grinding with is like Monster Hunter, and that's it. That's like the only game I'm okay with.
I totally thought you were about to say Stardew Valley.
And Stardew Valley. I would totally grind on some Stardew Valley.
Stardew is very fun.
Yeah,
Ark,
it's
we
amazing.
used to grind in Ark when we did play Ark.
Well, it's like literally any MMO game I will grind.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I have to be very, very careful when it comes to video games.
You better be glad you never did World of Warcraft.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna touch it. The second I touch it, or even Final Fantasy 14, the second I touch it, I'm done. Like, I'll never see you guys ever again.
That's what happened. Y'all were like, all right, we're gonna play Final Fantasy 14, and then like I started playing it again because I had already played it once.
Yeah.
And y'all lost me for like a couple of months. It's like I was grinding in the game.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I avoid MMOs like the plague. Like I remember when the most recent Monster Hunter, we started playing. I was like, oh shit, I feel the addiction.
Yeah.
and then I stopped for a few days, and then you guys didn't stop, and I was like, I'm right behind. There's no point.
Yeah, there's no point.
There's no point anymore.
Yeah. It just sucks because like I love playing those types of games, but then it's like if I'm playing Warhammer at the same time,
You can't.
it's hard to balance that.
What's the
That's
time?
like that's the hardest like part when it comes to this hobby because I enjoy both, and then I have to like really think about like which one is going to be the most efficient for me in the sense of like what am I going to get the most out of it in the long run? Like am I going to get more enjoyment out of playing this video game for like this amount of time, or am I going to get more enjoyment out of painting all this stuff, building it, and then using it later on? And I think like that's like the biggest thing when it comes to the hobby is like being able to look at the stuff that you're building and being like, I can share this with my child.
Yes.
I can't share with my child. I can share with my child Monster Hunter but they have to be like 10 years old.
Yeah.
Like,
Here's my character.
here's my
like,
character.
My daughter's like, what are you doing, Daddy? And I'm like, I'm working on your college fund. 'Cause, if you can't go to college, I'm going to have to sell this army. And I'll put you through college.
Yeah. I got a Manta. Tiger Shark.
Yeah. I'm curious as to like where we'd be right now if we didn't have this channel. Like if we were just like normal people just starting Warhammer, like will we have all these armies? Would we be
fuck no.
We definitely wouldn't have all these armies, but would we be in as deep as we are currently?
Honestly, I probably would. What about you guys?
Probably not, because I use this as an excuse to buy models. Because my wife's very lenient when I'm like, it's for the channel. It's for the channel.
Yeah, it's a tax
She's fine
write-off.
with it then. She's fine with it then. So like, I mean, knowing me though, because like I went into Magic head first because I fucking loved Magic, and I still love Magic, and then what happened with this, probably. Probably.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yes. Well, it depends. If you guys played it, then I would play it.
Yeah.
But if we all just started to drop off from playing, I wouldn't.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't I probably would play it like just very casually, but it wouldn't be like the thing that I'm doing every Saturday.
Like it's literally the same thing with like any type of game or hobby that you're into, right?
Yep.
If you do it with friends, it's gonna be a lot more fun.
Yep.
Like, are you gonna go? Like, yeah, you can get into golf, but if you're not playing golf with like your friends,
With your boys, what's the
with your
point?
boys,
Yeah.
what's the point? Like,
Yeah.
Sex is always better with your friends.
but it's the same. It's the same process, right? It's the same shit. But yeah, I feel like that if this channel wasn't even a thing, I probably still would be doing more stuff with 40K. Probably stick with like maybe 1 or 2 armies.
Yeah,
more
definitely.
than anything.
Not 4.
Not 4.
Not 4 or 5,
Yeah.
obviously.
I would have had 1 for sure, but I don't. Maybe 2, but I definitely. Yeah. I agree with what you guys said. Like we just wouldn't be playing as much.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
But I feel like that my brain has expanded so much since when we first started.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not just in like the game, but also like in lore, in hobbying. like when we first started, you know, we were all babies.
Yeah, it's weird because I feel like we're responsible for having to learn stuff like that because we have the channel, you know.
Yeah.
If we didn't have a channel, it'd be nice for me to know.
But you don't have to.
Yeah, I don't have to. But now I feel like, you know, I should know some stuff. Otherwise, it's like, why is this guy on this channel? He doesn't know anything.
Yeah. It feels bad.
Well, it's just like when it comes to the lore too. It's just so much lore.
Yeah, I could just say something right now and you guys would believe me, and I could just made it up.
Yeah.
Did you know that space wolves don't have pubic hair?
Yeah.
I can believe that.
I can believe that. Sure.
Yeah, I just made it up.
The suit sheds it off.
Yeah.
It just takes away all the pubic hair.
I think that's like knowing fluff, totally fine, right? There's a bunch of cool lore. There's some pretty good books out there.
A lot of cool stories.
Yeah, lots of cool stories. But like, I feel like that gatekeeping fluff
Yes.
is like pretty stupid.
Oh yeah,
right?
no,
Like,
that's extremely dumb.
Well, any type of
so
gatekeeping
bad.
in general.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
bad,
well,
right?
I mean, when it comes to information, we have the internet these days. It's it's pretty dumb to try to gatekeep lore.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you know, like when we first started, we barely knew anything about the lore, right?
Yeah.
And it's been like a year. We know a lot more about the lore than what we did before. You know, so like if you're playing against, or if it's like someone new, and then it's just like, oh, you don't know this lore? Why are you even playing this army?
Yeah.
It's like, bruh, they just started. Like,
Yeah.
do you really think that they spent all of his other life just like reading the decades and decades upon the lore for 40K and Age of Sigmar and everything that was fucking before the Horus Heresy, like anything about 40K related? Do you think that he learned any of that shit during that time?
I mean, and most people really still don't even care about the lore. Like, I mean, I like that the lore helps affect some of the gameplay. That's cool.
Yeah.
I also like that it's not all about the lore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because if it was all about the lore, the best army would be Grey Knights. Let's be honest.
Yeah. 100%. Because they're strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
They can break steel with their bare fists.
Yeah. Imperial Guard would be the worst.
Yeah, it's just
Guard would just fold.
Yeah.
To anything.
Like I said, there's absolutely nothing wrong with liking lore. I like the lore. Like just fucking keep my balls.
Yeah, keep this dick.
Yeah.
We like the lore, and we like to cuss. So.
Oh yeah, that's also something that really bothers
that's
me.
weird. It's such a weird community that we have where people are like, "Can you not cuss as much?" But we're playing a game where there's a race that people to death and turns them into furniture, and then all of humanity wants to kill everything inside the universe.
Yeah, so it's about genocide as well.
Yeah.
And then there's literally a faction that was born because one race decided to fuck it into existence.
Yeah.
And then there's literal demons.
Yeah.
And,
and humanity worships a false god.
And then they have to feed that guy 10,000 bodies a day for him to live?
Yeah, like that's pretty not like excuse me if I say shit.
Pardon my language.
Pardon my language, but holy crap.
Gee willikers.
Yeah, gee willikers, Batman, you're really putting it in me.
Yeah.
It's like it just doesn't make sense to me.
It's weird because like obviously the whole thing is like if you dumb it down to its little terms, we're playing with toy soldiers and rolling dice. Like, have some fun. Like, lighten up.
Yeah, like sorry if I curse.
Sorry if I show emotion. I'm excited about the sixes that I rolled.
I mean, like, if there was a Space Marine army based on the U.S. Army, instead of, like, everything being, like, either Julius Caesar or whatever fucking army that they come up with.
Shit.
Dude, it would literally just be a bunch of dudes talking about dick jokes and, like, playing gay chicken and all kinds of other stuff.
Dude, that's the Space Wolves.
and drinking out of their minds. That would literally be the U.S. side of it.
You know what's a funny lore tidbit? A couple of days ago, I think I read somewhere that Space Marines actually have small wieners. Yeah, I don't know if it's true or not. But
I don't know either.
But I've heard that Space Marines have pretty small wieners.
Isn't there a guy that's like in charge of the gene seed and he's like obsessed with genitalia too?
He's probably just like, dude, we're gonna make him 8 feet tall, big big buff boys, little wiener.
Well, what happens if you got big dick, small boner?
Big dick, small boner?
Yeah.
Guys, we can't talk about this, guys. This is just, come on, man. Come on, guys. Come on.
I'm going with big dick, small boner.
Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about with this? Let's see. Is there anything that we haven't touched upon? I think that. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
What haven't we talked about?
I feel like we covered like a bunch of different
topics
that we could have had episodes about.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. Cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
We're gonna
We'll have
close
to do an episode where we talk about the most expensive toys that we've bought to help do the hobbying.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
we can
Yeah.
do that.
Or just the most expensive hobbying stuff that you bought.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
Yeah,
doesn't, it,
Demeki.
doesn't have to, it doesn't even have to include 40K.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it has to be one single item.
It's in the back. I think that's the most expensive thing I bought so far.
In terms of hobbying,
Yeah.
I think the most
As a
expensive,
tool.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm just saying like just in general in the hobby.
In general.
I think the most expensive thing that I ever bought that's like dedicated to hobbying is, probably part of this table.
Yeah, this table. Yeah.
And maybe a one wheel. That's it. A computer, maybe?
Yeah, I was
don't
gonna say the graphics card for the computer that we use to edit and stream.
know. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for this episode of Hobby Talk. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. If you guys want to watch more of us on different battle reports and shit like that, you guys can do that over at patreon.com/DiceCheckYT. Whatever, this is Dice Check. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good night. Goodbye, everybody.
We love you. Bye-bye.
Good night. Oh, this is SNL. We're SNL now. We're leaving SNL. Oh, yeah.
Rick and Morty forever. We're gonna do another season.
Another season. Season 3, bro. Let's go.